Okay, so this is your book report that you turned in last week, correct?
Yes.
Good job. All right, so first of all, why did you choose this book?
Because it looked fun and it was about apples and seeds.
Do you like apples?
Very much.
Do you have like a garden?
No, because every time we try to garden something, it just always gets ruined. Because we have we have 2 dogs in the backyard, and they're 4 different kinds of dogs.
Oh, 2 dogs that are 4 different kinds of dogs? What?
No, 2 dogs, and they're 4 different kinds.
Oh, like they're a mix?
Yeah. All I know is they're both Labs.
Got it. All right.
And I don't know the other 3.
Okay, so when you were writing this, first of all, you got 100% on it, so you did awesome. But you've got the apple, the seed, and the pot, and this is what you wrote about them. So it says John grows some apple trees and sells them to the settlers. What do you think that your best quality on this book report was?
Quality?
What was the best or the easiest thing for you to do, or the thing that you did the best on?
The apple. The one with the apple on it.
The sticker with the apple on it?
Yeah.
Why do you think that you did the best on this description?
Because I like apples and because it was in the book and my dad helped me with it and we did it together and I wrote it down and it was easy to write down than these because these ones were longer and that one was shorter, so that one was easiest.
So this one was easier because it was shorter.
Yeah.
Why were these ones longer?
Because that's what it said in the book.
Because, so with these ones you added more description.
Yes.
And you filled up the whole line because she gave you 5 lines to write on, and they're short lines, so it's not like there was a ton.
Yeah.
But on this one we only used 2.5, and on this one we used all of them.
Yes.
So what could we do for this sticker to improve it, do you think? Or the explanation of this sticker?
I don't know.
Why do you think that these ones are longer than these ones?
Because that they are different things and it tells us different things about them. See, this is a pot and this is an apple. They're 2 different things. So that's why it tells us 2 different ways they are there.
Yeah. What are some things that you think that you could do to improve on this book report?
I don't know.
Just give me a few ideas. What do you think we could do to make your next book report like the best one you've ever written?
Add more details to them, write more sentences, and put a lot of periods in them.
Yeah, that is awesome. So when you add more details, in what way could you add more detail?
Let's see.
So what could we add to this sticker that would make it better?
The settlers go home after they get the little plant and then they go home and plant the seed to make a tree of apples.
Of apples. Yeah, so you could talk about how they grow apples and how they get the seeds, or why. That's a way that you can add detail, is tell why or what type of apples there were, because what kind of apples did he grow? Do you know?
Apple trees.
Apple trees, but what kind of apples? Because there's green apples, there's red apples.
It was red apples. That's what it showed in the book.
So in here you could say that he grows red apples, right?
And sells them to the settlers.
And sells them to the settlers. Why does he sell them to the settlers?
Because they paid for them and they want to plant trees in their backyard.
Yeah, that is awesome. You're doing great. So how about on this, you take just a minute or 2 to write what you would change this to, just to improve it a little bit and add a little bit more detail in these last 2.5 lines.
Okay. Done.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to read you just this introduction paragraph from Animal Defenses. So this is the book that we read in class, right? And it says, many animals hide to avoid being noticed. Turn over a stone or stir a pile of leaves to reveal a world of hidden creatures. A worm squirming in the sudden burst of light, a rolled up pill bug, a centipede quickly scurrying out of sight, tiny springtails, and even tinier mites. Trees and other plants harbor animals seeking hideaways. Insects hide under leaves, along stems, and under scraps of bark. All right, so that's all that we're going to read right now. But let's underline some detail words here that are in just these first few sentences. So, hide. What are some other detail words? What about a world of hidden creatures?
I was just gonna write that.
Because that tells us what type of creatures,
Yeah,
right?
I was reading it. I was like, ooh, and then you told me.
And then what else in this line could we underline? Beautiful. A burst of light, yeah. A rolled uphill bug. Centipedes quickly scurrying out of sight. Tiny springtails.
Right, and
Beautiful. So, and then right here it says even tinier mites.
tiny ones.
What kind of description have we added? What if this just said, animals hide to avoid being noticed? They
That-
can be under stones or leaves. A worm moves. It wouldn't be very interesting, right?
It doesn't tell you what and why they don't like being noticed, or why is the worm squirming, and what burst of light.
Yeah, if it just said there was light, that's not as interesting as a worm squirming in a burst of light. That's not super interesting to read. So we can make your writing more interesting to read by adding things like detail, telling us more about the apple. They were red, they were delicious, they were, what else were the apples?
They were juicy.
Juicy, that's awesome. What else?
They have red skin on them. That what makes colors the skin.
So you could talk about how there's these beautiful apples with red skin and they were so juicy. So in your next book report, we're going to talk about that one probably next week. So if you can bring me your book report, because that's before it's due, and we can go over it together and see how we can make that one better, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Emma. You did awesome.